here at Neyland Stadium. It's also a time for friends and family to gather on this homecoming Saturday afternoon. And there's never a good Saturday without a flyover. Some F-18 jets buzzing the tower here at Neyland, one of the marvelous structures in all of sports. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dave Neal. This is Fozzie Whitaker, former Texas running back. Morgan Uber down on the sidelines. We'll join her in a matter of moments. But let's start with Tennessee. They've lost 2 of their last 3. Obviously out of the college football playoff picture right now. But from a player's perspective, how do you get the mindset right to finish this season strong?
It's funny because Josh Heupel talked about this, is if you came to play only for college playoff football games, you probably came for the wrong reason. From a player's perspective, you get a chance to showcase what type of player you are, what type of mentality you have. And for Tennessee, they got to showcase that they're still dogs and ready to play no matter what.
Well, they got a couple of great dogs on the offensive side of the football they've relied on. It starts with their quarterback, Joey Aguilar. Talk me through his season and what you've seen so far.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Exactly what Josh Heupel wanted for this offense. He's been great in the RPO game. His accuracy has been on point. And then whenever you stretch the field, he's able to deliver it accurately to some of those extremely impressive carriers. And then give him a chance to just run with the ball. And just like any great Nintendo game, Mario always has to have his Luigi. Well, jumping up to go get some of those coins is what Chris Brazzell has been able to do. Getting into the end zone, showcasing his one-on-one dynamic ability with his speed, and then impressive body control, as he's one of the best in the country to do it.
It is a dynamic duo for sure. You see the completion percentage for Joey Aguilar. The only thing he'd like to have back are a couple of those interceptions that really hurt Tennessee, but overall it has been a fantastic season for him, and it certainly helps when you have a guy like Chris Brazzell, over 800 yards receiving this year, as the Vols making their way on to the field here at Neyland Stadium. For more on this Tennessee team, let's go downstairs and visit with Morgan.
Tennessee used the bye week to pause, reset, and catch their breath, and now Coach Heupel reminding his team, people remember how you finish. They remember November, and players have practiced in a way that has showed that they're a motivated team, especially quarterback Joey Aguilar. He took that Oklahoma loss pretty hard. Offensive coordinator Joey Halsley telling us he didn't have to say much in the film room, but out at practice that week, being out there, most starters wouldn't have practiced on a Tuesday. He insisted that he was out there with the team after those mistakes that he had against the Sooners. This is a 6th-year senior who cares deeply and wants to finish his career here at Tennessee and his college football career the right way.
Well, thank you, Morgan. This New Mexico State team coming in here trying to get some momentum. Tony Sanchez, they have had a bunch of one-score losses this year. They were anticipating another bowl season, but it has been gone the other way for them. And what a place to try to rally the troops on the road here at Neyland Stadium. Time to take a look at our For the Win predictions, brought to you by Sanderson Farms.
Well, ultimately, for Tennessee to be able to get the win against this crazy defense of New Mexico State, they got to establish the run first on the ground. They haven't been great doing that the last 2 times that they've been on the field. Create explosive plays with those dynamic playmakers on the edge. And then that Tennessee defense got to continue to play and create chaos on the back end.
Well, Josh Heupel yesterday, hoping that week off, got his guys healthy and their minds right to finish this month of November stretch. Of course, just 2 more home games here. You get this one, and then, of course, Vanderbilt at the end of the season. They will head down next weekend and take on those Florida Gators. That's been a tough place for the Vols to play in the past. This is a team that's certainly among the best in the country in producing points. Averaging over 43 points per game is this Tennessee offense. That is 1st in the conference, 3rd in the country. Boy, it's just an electric environment for a team that's lost 2 of their last 3, close to 100,000 on hand. We were talking some folks around town yesterday, and the question was, what would it look like in here? Well, it looks pretty good, folks.
Absolutely. You can tell they're fired up, ready to go. It doesn't matter what's on the line. What's at stake is the opportunity to showcase what volunteer football is all about this Saturday.
New Mexico State won the coin toss. They want the football, so they will take this opening kick from Josh Turbyville. First ever meeting between these two teams as the Land of Enchantment meets Rocky Top for the first time ever. And the football falls off the tee.
So much excitement in the air. I think it blew the ball over.
Boy, what a gorgeous day. Temperature in the low 70s. A little breeze down on the field. Could cause some problems in the kicking game, as we just saw it knock the football off the tee, but Josh Turbyville does what he does, and that is boom it through the end zone. So New Mexico State will bring it out to the 25-yard line. Led by their senior quarterback, Logan Fife, who transferred in from Montana, started his career at Fresno State. Pretty good numbers this year. Over 2,000 yards. The interceptions have been the one thing that have kind of hurt this offense at times, but still 11 touchdowns. He's completed over 55% of his passes, coming off a 241-yard passing day in their last game, a loss against Kennesaw State. On first down and 10, they'll go inside handoff to Dijon Stanley, and Edwin Spillman makes the first tackle for Tennessee. Now, there are some nuggets from this Tennessee defense today that are noteworthy, and the fact that they're going to go without a couple of their Leo linebackers. Jordan Ross, Joshua Josephs not playing today. Arion Carter also not playing today. Handoff, working the right side. Stanley again. That means Caleb Herring making his first start for the Volunteers today.
With so many of those players out, you want to see how the communication happens and unfolds for that defense, especially on third downs when Tim Banks is known to get exotic with some of those blitz packages and different looks on the back end.
Third down and 3. Four-man rush. They'll swing it to the outside. Stanley turns the corner, first out over the 40-yard line. Jeremiah Thielander making the tackle, but a gain of 9.
That's great execution right there by Logan Fife, being able to get the ball into Stanley's hand. You can see that's the game plan, is get the ball in the playmakers' hands out on the space and edges of this defense where Tennessee has struggled in the past to pick up that first down.
Over the middle, pass caught, another first down inside Tennessee territory. Goes their leading receiver, Donovan Fappel. That's his 44th catch over 500 yards.
Yeah, and when you get in rhythm, you're able to hit the RPO game right on that double slant type of look. First window's taken. Logan Fife finds that second window to his number one playmaker. He picks up another first down, and this Aggie offense seeming to find some rhythm early on in this game.
This is an offense scoring over 21 points a game. That's going to put you about 109th in FBS football. They only rush it for 69 a game. 69 yards a game. Fappel, he'll throw on the run and overthrows TJ Pride.
Just a little overthrown. That's why he's not a quarterback per se. I like the play call, being aggressive, obviously utilizing some of the aggressiveness of Tennessee against them. Just take a little air off the ball. TJ Pride had to step on the defender. That could have been a big gain. That won't be the last trick play that we probably see by this offense.
Fappel threw a touchdown pass against New Mexico back in September. Fife double clutches, gets it out to Pride, and he's met immediately. That's a loss of about a yard as Jalen McMurray saw that one coming.
It's a great job by McMurray snuffing out that wide receiver screen. Gavin Harris, the tight end for the Aggies, goes to pick up the linebacker, but nobody's there for the nickel. And Jalen McMurray makes him pay and sets up third and long.
Kadarius Callaway will come in on this third down at running back. It'll be third down and call it 11. Four-man rush. Fife over the middle. Incomplete. There are no flags. It'll be 4th down. Kind of in that no man's land, but I think Tony Sanchez is going to send out a kicking unit.
Yeah, Ty Redmond is able to be sticky on the receiver. Receiver's not able to create separation and just looking for a penalty. No penalty there to be found. It's great coverage by the true freshman, Ty Redmond.
So Boo Carter is out today, so no punt returns for him. DeJuan Morris back to return this punt for Tennessee. The true freshman lets that one go into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback for Tennessee. So a couple of first downs for the Aggies, but the draw styes. Tennessee offense on the field when we come back. This high-powered, fast offense gets the football for the first time at the 20-yard line today. And the man running the show, Joey Aguilar, making his 34th career start in 35 FBS games. 19 and 14 as a starter. He has thrown for 2,737 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Deshaun Bishop will start in the backfield with Aguilar. Aguilar pass caught. That one's Staley. He'll turn the corner to the 30 and to the 33 and drop to the 34 by Bernard Ayan.
Yeah, and Joey Aguilar, first play, stays cool, calm, and collected, goes through several of his reads, and then delivers a strike accurately.
To the 37 goes Staley again. Staley now with 54 catches. Boy, they've had some fantastic numbers at their wide receiver spot. Certainly a huge question mark coming into this season, and Joey Aguilar has helped him out, serving up some easy catches. And of course, they have made some tough ones as well, as Bishop picks up the first down. Torrey Geathers makes the tackle for the Aggies.
The outside zone is a sweet spot for Deshaun Bishop. He runs it very smoothly and is a patient runner, and then sticks his foot in the dirt to get vertical.
Aguilar has time to dump it off underneath. That one goes to Bishop. And for the running back out of Knoxville, Tennessee, picks up his 8th catch of the year. Torrey Geathers with 68 tackles, second on the team in that department.
You see him fly around the ball a lot today.
Well, it's going to be a hold, boy. All of our officials saw that one coming, and that's possibly picked off. It's at midfield. Kitzelman, the tight end, was tangled up with an Aggie defender, and the Aggies think they have the football.
The officials have called it Aggies football.
Yeah, Jamal Thompson Jr. got in there.
On the field is an interception. Holding, offense number 18. The penalties decline. First down to Mexico State.
If that holds, that'll be the 21st turnover forced by this Aggie defense this year.
And you'll see Thompson does have the ball. Kitzelman tries to take it away from him, but that ball thrown too far inside, a little inaccurately, and Thompson does a great job of being able to turn into the receiver and create the 13th interception takeaway of the season.
How about your defensive end, though? Stepping up, 6'3", 265, working the outside on a tight end. It comes up with a pick. So the Aggies have it at midfield. Inside handoff to the right side goes Kadarius Calloway, young man out of Philadelphia, Mississippi. He's on his 4th college, East Mississippi Community College, Old Dominion, Cal, and now has found his way to New Mexico State.
A big push on that first down run, being able to pick up 4 physical yards. They're not going to abandon it. Still try to focus on what makes their offense tick.
Second down and 6. Bobbled and dropped by Fapel.
Yeah, and you see this is uncharacteristic of their #1 receiver, Fapel. It hits him right in the hands. He takes his eyes off of it. And then the tight coverage by Hood ensures that that ball does not end up as a completion.
Logan Fife, the quarterback, coming off a season-high 28 completions against Kennesaw State. Dump it off underneath on 3rd down. They had to get it to the 40. They're going to spot him just shy of that mark. Edwin Spillman able to push him out of bounds. It's going to be really close, but short of the line to gain.
Yeah, using a little misdirection, running back screen to Callaway out in the flats and just short of that 1st down, but it looks like this offense is playing aggressive early in this game.
So on 4th down and less than a yard, Aggies going to go for it. Fapel has it knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. David Hobbs, the junior out of Concord, North Carolina, got his big paw up in the air and batted that one down.
It's a great job by David Hobbs in this defensive line. If you can't get to the quarterback, you put your hands up. That could have been a 1st down, but way to steal the momentum back. Tennessee with the ball coming back.
SEC football is presented by Sonic. Create a free Coca-Cola your way. Any size, any flavor. In the Sonic app. And in part by T-Mobile 5G home internet.
You know, I was in college back in the 80s, and I'm just telling you, the floats didn't look quite the same as they do today. Yeah, a couple of pledges, throwing those things together. No sleep all night. It seems like those will take a little bit longer than a few hours to put together.
Professionals were definitely in the mix.
Yeah, on 1st down, Volunteers with the football. They'll hand it off to Sean Bishop. Bishop, 690 yards on the season, 9 touchdowns, averaging almost 7 yards a carry. But Tennessee's rushing offense, though, kind of stuck in the mud the last couple of games. They averaged 3.3 yards per carry against Oklahoma, as Bishop picks up the 1st down, and they only averaged less than 2 yards, or excuse me, 3.3 against Kentucky and less than 2 yards a rush versus Oklahoma.
They're making an emphasis now to try to run to Sean Bishop early in this drive.
And then go up top, has a man, and this one's caught by Brazel in the end zone, or just short. Just short. They'll spot him down at the 1.
That's why you run the ball. It sets up play action. I don't know how you lose sight of the most dangerous man on the football field, but Joey Aguilar gets those defenders to suck up, and right over top on cue, Chris Brazel, there go that man.
Bishop with his 10th rushing touchdown of the year.
That's where this offense is so dangerous. They go so fast after a 1st down. They're able to knock it and punch it into the end zone.
The 26th touchdown drive of 2 minutes or less this season for Tennessee's offense. Max Gilbert to attempt the point after. He is hit on 102 consecutive point after touchdowns now. And Tennessee didn't take long. Chris Brazel sets it all up. He gets it down to the 1, and then where do you turn? How about the guy who leads the conference in touchdown rushes, the Sean Bishop. .754 to play first quarter. Tennessee up by a touchdown. Don't forget on Thursday night at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. It's the Truth South season finale presented by Yellowwood for the annual behind-the-scenes episode. It's a sprint across the belly of the SEC in search of really good cheeseburgers. What a way to wrap up the year. Never a waste of time to go find a good cheeseburger.
I'm with you on that. add some bacon to it as well.
Josh Heupel has to be excited about that second possession of the game. The first possession ended in a 9th Joey Aguilar interception. Here's TK King out of the end zone, and he is hit at the 11 and dropped right there. Excellent special teams work by Tennessee. Justin Baker.
Let's take a look at that touchdown again. Now you're going to see that safety is in cover 2. He has a defender and somebody immediately over him in the slot that he has to take care of. As soon as the slot sits down, he has to get over the top of that first player, which is Chris Brazel. He's unable to do so. Joey Aguilar spots that and able to deliver a dime to set up that first touchdown.
Got it down to the 1. Deshaun Bishop took it in from there. Deshaun leading the team now with those 10 touchdown rushes. So Fife hits Papel, and he gets it out over the 15 to the 16-yard line. Gain of 6. Farouk there to make the play. Farouk, the sophomore, had a career-high 10 total tackles against Oklahoma with a couple of forced fumbles. Recovered one of those. On second down, they'll swing it to TK King, and he'll lose a couple of yards. Colton Hood, who's had a fantastic season out at the cornerback position. His first year at Tennessee after transferring in from Colorado.
He's played extremely well and keeping outside leverage to be able to force the ball back inside and minimal gain. That's what you want to see from your physical corner. Now you look at third down. We'll see if Tim Banks wants to get aggressive here. Ball inside of their own 15. Expect some of those crazy exotic looks up front.
5 on the line of scrimmage for Tennessee. Near side, flag comes out in the middle of the field, but the pass is caught by Gavin Harris at the 40-yard line. Gavin Harris has been a big play receiver for New Mexico State. 20 of his 30 catches this year have resulted in first downs.
Holding. Defense number 6. Penalties decline. First down.
And Logan Fife does a great job seeing the pressure, expecting one-on-one coverage, throws it up to his best tight end. And that's what Gavin Harris brings to you, being able to adjust off of the ball and showcase how soft his hands are, even on a back shoulder throw.
That picked up 25 yards. Harris, by the way, averages 42 yards a game receiving from the tight end spot. That's 5th best among players at his position in the country. That one's picked off. A one-handed interception by the freshman Ty Redmond. He just said, "I'll take that. Thank you very much."
Well, this defense says they're not going to be outdone as well. How about that snag? Give me that, is what Ty Redmond says. What an incredible play by that young man. Putting his palms up there, and it felt like the ball had glue on it as it stuck right to the glove. He was able to pick up some additional yardage even after that tremendous catch.
His second interception of the season for the true freshman out of Alpharetta, Georgia. So Tennessee in good field position here. Peyton Lewis gets this series at running back, takes the handoff. Quincy Davis able to meet him. We'll spot him at the 33. Let's go downstairs to Morgan.
Well, after the interception on the first series by quarterback Joey Aguilar, he watched the replay on the video board, but was as cool and composed as could be. And one of the things that
toward the end zone, and this one's incomplete. Go ahead, Morgan.
Well, he said one of the most special things about this team is the fact we stick together no matter what. We play off each other. The defense has high points. We just saw it. The offense has highs, but we bounce off each other. There's a special synergy, and it just shows how connected this team is, and you feel that on this sideline here early in this one, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Joey's numbers, with the exception of a couple of of these interceptions that obviously were devastating in these tight ball games. But, I mean, he's just had a fantastic season. And sometimes you forget that he did not get here until the middle of the summer.
It's incredible what he's been able to do and pick up this offense so fast and be efficient while running it.
Offside. Defense number 34. In the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Now, I tell you, that's a film pickup that they got. Anytime New Mexico State on defense saw movement, they would jump, being eager and aggressive, and Josh Heupel used what he saw on film against them.
3rd down and short. Aguilar keeps it himself. 1st down, cuts it back at the 20, inside the 10, touchdown, Tennessee, 27 yards.
Well, you talked about Joey Aguilar's numbers not being impressive. Nobody really gives him credit for his athletic ability outside of the pocket. He gets everybody to go with the running back. There's nobody watching for him, and then he shows off that athleticism on the way to the end zone and then gives that veteran salute in honor of the military here present.
Max Gilbert will split the uprights. Tennessee, 2 quick touchdowns. That was set up by the interception from Ty Redmond that gave Tennessee a short field. There is a flag down.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Number 1, defense. 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Joey Aguilar just picked up his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Young man who started in junior college before finding his way to Appalachian State. He was at Diablo Valley in Pleasant Hill, California. But an App State record-setting quarterback, man, had 2 phenomenal seasons with the Mountaineers. Went to UCLA to try to wrap things up, but of course that whole thing with Nico Iamaleava sent him to Tennessee right after spring football, and well, they're glad to have him. It worked out well. You didn't know what this was going to look like.
I think that's the most impressive part of Joey Aguilar's game is when he got to campus, how well and comfortable he's been able to feel in this offense, and then how much they put on his shoulders, right? Some of the checks, some of the decision-making processes that he has to go through. He's been able to lead this team in places that nobody would have imagined at the time frame that Joey Aguilar has been on campus in Tennessee.
Little squibber. Stanley picks it up, and he'll be hit to the 25s. Some Rocky Top to the capstone. Peter Burns, what's going on over in Tuscaloosa? Oh, Dory. So you guys make that switch on me in the first quarter all the time. You think how many years have we been making the switch? One day we're doing the noon game, the next day we're doing the afternoon game. I'll get my time frame. But well done. Nice pivot, Dari. You're a pro. This one's caught by P.J. Johnson III. He's out over the 35, close to the 40-yard line. Gain of 14. He comes up a little lame as well. P.J. with 19 catches on the year, and well, he's going to have to be helped off the field, it appears.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, but what you do want to see is New Mexico State getting the ball out quickly, getting it to their playmakers, and then letting P.J. get loose in space in the way that he was against Beasley, shaking him off and picking up a first down for the Aggies.
Off right side goes to Callaway. Spillman there to make the play from his linebacker spot. The redshirt freshman out of Nashville. Boy, he had a career-high 15 stops for Kentucky. He's been all over the field, and ever since he's kind of gotten some more snaps because of the injury to Arion Carter, he has just been like taking advantage of each and every one of those snaps.
Yeah, he plays with his hair on fire, and I think it's evident in the statistical category as well as the impact in the game that he's been able to create defensively.
Quick hitter to the outside. TK King has it. Picks up a few yards to the 45, so it will bring up a third down and about 4. Ty Redmond out there making the play in the secondary for Tennessee.
Last third down, we saw Logan Fife go to his tight end target, Gavin Harris. I'm expecting Fapel to be his option here. One-on-one opportunity up top with Colton Hood. Might be an opportunity to pick up some short yardage, try to get that first down.
Five throws, passes caught. Going to be close to line to gain. TK King made the catch. He got stopped around the 48.5-yard line. Needed to get to the 49. Ty Redmond out there in coverage. So they've already gone for it on 4th and about the same situation here, less than a yard. Tried to throw for it. Remember, this is a team that averages just 69 yards a game on the ground. That's 134th out of 136 teams in the country.
Yeah, I don't know if running the ball in the middle of the defense will be the best call here.
The ball carrier is short of the line to gain. The previous play is under further review.
They're going to check the spot on this. Tony Sanchez trying to get every inch he can.
He was very adamant. He believed the TK King, the runner, was able to cover up and pick up that first down before he was knocked out of bounds.
Tony Sanchez, of course, coached UNLV for a number of years. Was on the New Mexico State staff. When New Mexico State had Diego Pavia, he was coaching receivers and then was elevated to the head job a couple of years ago. Well, what do you think? Was there enough there to show you?
I don't think that was second down there. Here's the third down look, being able to get it out onto the sideline.
The ball carrier did make the line to gain. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 49.5.
Tony Sanchez was all over that from the moment it happened.
That's crazy. He's on the opposite side of the field. And he was able to see that across the field.
You're telling? Please reset.
Logan Fife already has 10 completions
to 3:30
to 7 different receivers.
Thank you.
Distributing the ball, getting the ball out quickly. That has to be the key. Don't let this Tennessee defense get up on you.
Fife to throw again. Throws just a bullet over the middle. P.J. Johnson back on the field. Can't make that play.
A little bit high. He brings that ball down. P.J. Johnson might have an opportunity to be able to still run with it. Turntine in coverage, but the ball was where it needed to go. Just bring it down some. Give your receiver a chance.
2nd down and 10. Handoff right side. Callaway has some room to run. He's close to the 40-yard line. Andre Turrentine pushes him out of bounds, but that'll be a gain of 11 and another first down for New Mexico State.
Yeah, you get the unbalanced look all the way to the left, and it was the matchup that New Mexico State was looking for, and you get one-on-one with the safety, and Callaway makes Turrentine miss to pick up the first down, and you can see the Aggies finding a little swagger on this drive, creating opportunities with one-on-one on the back end. And the Aggies have won a couple of those matchups already.
Callaway, of course, out of the state of Mississippi, when he came out of high school, was considered the second best player in that state, a 4-star running back. Here's Fife, has some room to run. Boy, it looked like he'd have just kept going straight, could have picked up the first down. Instead, he kicks it to the outside, right into number 4, Ty Redmond.
Yeah, he probably thought a little too hard about what he should have did with that decision. Instead of getting some good positive yardage, he minimizes that gain, and it's only for a pickup of 1, and Ty Redmond showcases he's a do-it-all type of corner right now, being able to get interceptions and now in on tackles.
Gains a yard, 2nd down and 9. Callaway stays in the game at running back, but they'll sling it out here to TK King, and he is hit and dropped. He'll lose another yard or 2 in the process. Well, there's the freshman, Jaden Perlotti, who they just love, the youngster out of Buford, Georgia.
Yeah, Perlotti is that typical will type of linebacker, 210 pounds, sitting at 6'4", can run with the best of them. He showcases that as he's running with a slot receiver. See him a lot on 3rd downs like in this package, and expect him to be matched up and ready to go if he's not rushing after the passer.
Isaiah Ruddison in at running back. 3 receivers to the far side, stacked on the hash marks. They'll go near side though. Back shoulder throw, and that one's off the shoulders of Donovan Fappel. Ty Redmond out there in coverage. It will be 4th down and 11, and here comes the Aggie punt team.
Yeah, Redmond's playing some really good football right now, as Fife tries to hit the back shoulder to Fappel. He's covered all the way, and Redmond showcases he got him strapped in right now the way that he's playing.
Juan Morris stands at the 15-yard line. And that one will be down at the 1-yard line. Charles able to scoop that one up before it trickled in to the checkerboard end zone. So Tennessee will be backed up right at the 1-yard line. Let's go down to Morgan.
The wind really picking up down here in the special teams unit for New Mexico State ahead of that last punt. They were really practicing here on the sideline, but something to watch for that could play into special teams here.
Yeah, well, their kicker, Ryan Hawk, is injured and is not kicking. So David Barker is their 27-year-old freshman from Australia who is handling the kicking duties today. And Coach Sanchez saying that his range right around that 45 max and into the wind. Obviously, they'll be punting it in those long field goal situations. They'll go with Peyton Lewis there. Henry Davis, the 3rd, steps into the hole to make a play defensively, but it'll be 2nd down coming up for Tennessee.
Come on, Tennessee!
I expect Tennessee to try to create some space, throwing the ball downfield here, try to get out of the shadows of their end zone.
Lewis. Right between the guards. Picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, running the ball works too.
Quick hitter to the outside. Braylon Staley. He is knocked out of bounds.
See that one-on-one cushion the DBs are giving Staley. Take that all day.
Another quick throw to the outside. Staley with another 1st down. And that'll be the final play of the 1st quarter. So a couple of receptions by Staley, and the Volunteers have moved out from the shadows of their goalpost.
That's the end of the first quarter.
It is the 101st edition of homecoming for the Tennessee Volunteers. A couple of touchdowns that put them out in front, 14-0 in the first ever meeting with New Mexico State.
Knoxville with New Mexico State head coach Tony Sanchez. Coach, how do you get to stop and slow down this Tennessee offense right here?
First of all, we got to start executing our drives on offense. We've moved the ball on them well, didn't get the one fourth down, and then we had the turnover, right? Defensively, we just can't give up catastrophics. I mean, they're chunking us a little bit. We got to keep it in front of us. We can't give up the big plays.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Well, everybody said that. We can't give up the big plays to Tennessee, but that's what they do. I mean, they're going to get you.
That's what they're known for, and that's how they are, the team that they are, leading the country in total yards per game.
Aguilar steps up, hits Chris Brazel.
You can see the soft coverage. Coach just mentioned not giving up the catastrophic type of plays. That's why you see the DBs playing further back and giving that big cushion outside.
And off goes to Peyton Lewis, the sophomore out of Salem, Virginia. Going to see Star Thomas today as well. Kind of a three-headed monster back there. Of course, Bishop is the main guy. Again, handed off to Peyton Lewis. Oh, already thinking about Thanksgiving.
How about that? Would you eat a turkey that looked like that?
No, thank you. No, thank you. Third down and a couple. Again, it's Lewis working that left side, and they're going to spot it right about the 32, and
first down.
They're going to give him the first down.
There's your play action shot to the end zone here. They've been able to run it effectively with Peyton Lewis throughout, and I expect them to go downfield on one of these next ensuing plays to try to take a shot on the end zone.
They just inserted Star Thomas into the backfield. He's been a couple of seasons at New Mexico State. Star 80 carries, 428 yards on the season, averaging about 5.5 yards per carry. We'll give it to him here on first down. Cole Snetgoki with his 18th stop of the year, the anchor of that defensive line.
He also has the best name I've ever heard.
Snetgoki?
Yeah, I love it.
Aguilar being chased down, throws and gets the pass off. It is caught, and that'll be a Tennessee first down. Star Thomas makes the catch and picks up the first down, but it was Cole Snetgoki that almost had the sack.
Yeah, had a hand right on Joey Aguilar, but this is the type of player Joey Aguilar is. He improvises and creates. What an incredible throw with the guy hanging on his shoulder pads.
There goes Thomas off the left side. He'll get it down to the 15. Nathan Mitchell makes the tackle, but not before Thomas picks up 4 more yards. This drive, 12 plays, 84 yards. It's taken over 4.5 minutes off the clock. Remember, it was a punt that was down at the 1-yard line. Over the middle, pass caught, touchdown. Braylon Staley.
And the drive was methodical. Joey Aguilar put together a masterpiece, being able to wheel and deal to all the receivers, and running backs obviously played their part on that drive, and what a strike to Braylon Staley.
Point after's up and good, and it's 21-0 now. A 13-play, 99 yards. The last time they had a 99-yard drive was in 2022 against Florida. The Vols won that day, 38-33. Joey Joey Aguilar with a touchdown pass, 9 of 11 for 126. Coming up at 7:45 Eastern on the SEC Network, Missouri hosts Mississippi State, the final game of our triple header. It's also available on the all-new ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere you might be. Could we see a couple of freshman quarterbacks going at it in that game tonight?
Yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup too.
This kick will sail into the checkerboard. Let's go back to that touchdown for a moment.
Yeah, it's almost the exact same formation that they hit. Staley is in the slot. Last time he ran a sit route, the safety stayed on the hash to be able to defend it. Now he runs the slip route. Safety goes all the way outside. Braylon Staley and Joey Aguilar does the rest. And how about the one-handed snag by Braylon Staley to cap off that 99-yard drive?
So New Mexico State will start at the 25. They've picked up 105 yards of offense, 82 through the air, 23 on the ground. Bijan Staley will start this drive in the backfield to the left of Logan Fife. Fife will throw, and it will come this way to Staley. Just popped out of bounds right at the 35 by Colton Hood. And that'll be a first down for the Aggies.
And again, that's where New Mexico State has to stay, getting the ball out, especially with their backs in space. Stanley does a good job of catching it and turning upfield, picking up a first down, but try to get Tennessee in space. Tackling in space is where Tennessee has struggled this season.
Loose football, Fife will fall on it.
5 fumbles, the snap recovered.
That'll be a loss of 6.
Yeah, he never got control of it as he's trying to present the ball for the exchange. He just loses it, and for his sake, was able to land right on top of it before any greater damage was done to the offense.
5 at Montana last year, 63% completion rate, 1,900 yards, 14 touchdowns. Swings this one out to the outside. Stanley still on his feet, finally stopped at the 33-yard line. Turrentine and Bolton there for Tennessee. Third down at about 3 coming up.
You're going to see Tennessee sink back and try to apply pressure with the defensive front and the linemen. This is not the time for Logan Fife to sit in the pocket too long. He still has to be smart with his decisions and get the ball out fairly quickly before the rush gets on him.
Fife backpedals, and it's finally dropped. Dominic Bailey, the first one there for Tennessee.
He lost the ball as well. While he was sacked, it appears he may have landed on top of it. But Dominic Bailey, one-on-one, does the inside rip move and able to split both of the linemen, causes the forced fumble. Almost able to land on top of it. Logan Fife right there just in the nick of time, but that ball get off and quick ability to be able to shed 2 defenders shows you that explosive nature of Dominic Bailey in this Tennessee defense.
DeJuan Morris lets that one bounce. It takes a favorable Aggie roll to the 32-yard line, a 54-yard punt. 21-0 Tennessee.
I've been chills, what we call one of these games.
Legends are made in that building right there.
We on a whole nother level. Bigger than ever. We made SEC champions.
Here in Knoxville, it has been all Joey Aguilar and the Tennessee Volunteers. Since that interception, he has been spot on the money, hitting it to all of his receivers, showcasing his dynamic ability and athletic ability to be able to run the rock. And then whenever the defense is still draped and swarmed up on him, he's been able to make plays and be that Superman for this offense and putting the dagger by being able to finish that 99-yard drive to Braylon Staley into the end zone.
Had that one interception when Jamal Thompson, the defensive end, wrestled it away from Miles Kitzelman, the tight end. Deshaun Bishop kicks it to the outside, and he'll have a first down out to the 44-yard line. He picks up 12 more.
The run game's looking a lot better than the last couple of times they've been able to play.
Aguilar hit as he throws. That one is intercepted on the back end by Burnock Aya. And for Burnock, he had a couple of interceptions in their last game against Kennesaw State.
Yeah, Ezra Christian, number 90. He's the best defensive lineman for this New Mexico State Aggies team. He's able to apply pressure, and the ball is thrown in accurately because of the pressure. And Aya, one of the ball hawks for this defense, is able to make that Tennessee offense pay in a big way. And that's the 14th interception for this New Mexico State football team.
I mean, their turnovers have been remarkable this year. They came in as just one of 6 FBS teams to have forced at least 20 turnovers. But they're the only one of those 6 teams to have a losing record. Handoff goes to Callaway, hit by Dominic Bailey. And an injured Aggie down. It looks like Kadarius Callaway.
Like he landed awkwardly.
Well, they attend to that graduate. We will step aside for a moment. To our service members before the game today, a couple of F-35s buzzing the tower here at Neyland Stadium, and honoring those pilots just a moment ago. Big Tennessee fans in their own rights. A lot of military members here today in Tennessee, busting out these special uniforms. They call them the Volunteer Spirit Smoky Gray Series uniforms. They break out some kind of combination when they have this salute to service every year. TK King with that reception.
I like what Coach Yost did there, the offensive coordinator for New Mexico State, getting Logan Fife a half rollout to be able to move the pocket, get him a new launch point. TK King and that connection between Logan Fife was spot on that last play.
Batted in the air and knocked to the ground.
What a heads-up play by Fife there. Being able to bat that down, that for sure would have been a turnover. And you see pressure up front by Dominic Bailey, who's having a great game. And Fife is able to knock that down. I'm sorry, Bryson Eason is the one that tips the ball there. And if Fife doesn't knock that down, there are 2 Tennessee defenders looking to create a turnover.
On second down, they'll run it left side, and Staley, hit by Andre Turrentine, came slashing in. That'll be a loss of 2. By the way, Kadarius Callaway got up under his own power shortly after we went to commercial, and hopefully he will be all right. It'll be 3rd down and a dozen now.
Last 3rd and long, we saw Tennessee bring some pressure. Dominic Bailey was able to get one-on-one, split defenders. We'll see if that's the recipe for Tim Banks again, try to create those isolated matchups up front.
Fife, pocket collapse, he throws. Are they going to say he was outside the tackle box? It did get past the line of scrimmage, but David Hobbs was chasing him down. And they're going to check to make sure that that was not grounded.
And you get the TE twist up front. David Hobbs comes free late. Logan Fife just has to get rid of it. And officials believe he was outside of the tackle box, and it did pass the line of scrimmage, like Dave said. That brings up 4th and 12 after that incompletion.
So here comes Max Dean to punt it away. His last punt went 54 yards, and that was a career long for Max. End over end kick. Fair catch by Morris, and he will make it at the 12-yard line. 6:47 to go here before halftime. Vols up by 3 touchdowns. Well, here's our SEC Network Fall Football weekday lineup from Monday reactions to Friday previews. We have you covered throughout the season. Every show is also available streaming on the all-new ESPN app. Something for everybody. Logan Fife over there trying to break things down, and he's 13 of 21 for 108 yards, does have 1 interception. Proud new papa as well. Handoff goes to Bishop. Boy, he's so elusive. Able to trip him up.
That change of direction is really good. Being able to run counter. He's able to read the block by Kitzelman and then hit inside of the A-gap, pick up positive yards.
That time, not able to shake some Aggie defenders, and we'll get it back to the line of scrimmage. Enzo Tayu able to make that play. 3rd down.
3rd down, here's your go-to guy. Hadn't seen Chris Brazel get some opportunities lately. Is this where he goes?
Aguilar flushed out of that pocket on the run, and he'll be dropped back at the 18-yard line. It'll be 4th down. Torrey Geathers not letting Aguilar out of his sights.
Yeah, and Torrey Geathers just playing ball. Thought Aguilar had Mike Matthews coming across. He's not able to see him in time. And then Geathers, just being a spy, is able to find a way to trip up Aguilar and force this 4th down.
Jackson Ross to King.
TK King back to return this Jackson Ross punt. Line drive. Fair catch called for and taken by King. So the Aggies get the stop they were looking for. Have 5:10 on the clock. All 3 of their timeouts remaining. This is a team that's coming off a disappointing loss. They trailed Kennesaw State 24-0 last week. Rallied to make it a game. Had a chance late, but just couldn't pull it off and ended up losing 24-21. They have lost 4 straight games after starting the year with a couple of wins. And they have been in numerous one-score games all year. It has been a frustrating. You saw it in the postgame last week from Tony Sanchez. You could just say it was just building and building and building, and knowing how close they were on a few of those games.
And that's the difference between the good teams and the great teams and the ones that are still struggling, be able to close out close games, and that's the difference in the season.
Don't have to ask Tennessee.
They know as well.
Yeah. Dave and Hobbs making the play on Stanley. It's been amazing in the Southeastern Conference this year. The competitive games from top to bottom. Like, you go to an SEC game matchup, you feel like you're going to get your money's worth this year.
Absolutely, and it doesn't matter who's playing, whether it's Kentucky, whether it's South Carolina. Doesn't matter. You got to show up and execute.
And off right side, there goes Dijon Stanley. Hobbs there. Boy, talk about a heartbreaker. I don't know that there's been a more painful loss this year than what South Carolina endured today in College Station, up 30-3 at the half.
Yeah, that first half was probably the best we've seen South Carolina play this season, and to lose it in dramatic fashion the way they did, especially in the 4th quarter. Man, but that's SEC for you, right? One of the bottom teams in the conference, still taking one of the top teams all the way to the wire.
Vols bringing 5. They get the pass away. Ruddison. Dave and Hobbs came flying in there, and Hobbs is not a little guy by any stretch at 6'4", 290.
Now Ruddison does a great job making 2 players miss, and this is where the Aggies have been really good is being able to get the running back out in space. And you see Logan Fife able to deliver a strike while taking a hit. Well, so did his running back Ruddison take a hit as well from David Hobbs. But not before 9 yards was picked up on that first down.
Handoff goes to Ruddison. Hobbs there to make another tackle. Ruddison, the junior, out of El Paso, Texas. Hasn't carried the ball much this year, just 29 carries, less than 100 yards. Getting a lot of work here in the first half against Tennessee.
Yeah, being the bigger back out of Staley and Callaway, and with the injury to Callaway, Ruddison seems like the bell cow between the tackles.
He'll have the first down to the 40. Hobbs again. Boy, he and Ruddison getting to know each other on this drive.
That's the third straight tackle on Hobbs and Ruddison going back and forth.
He's like, Coach, I need a break.
It's funny because we were talking about the bye week and asked Tim Banks, you know, what did this defense work on and needed to improve on? Well, tackling was the first thing Tim Banks said. Well, we see David Hobbs. He's been able to tackle very well against Ruddison.
Out to the 35, inside the 35 to the 33 goes Ruddison again. Colton Hood along with Bolton there to make the play, and that'll get us to the 2-minute timeout. So we'll step aside. Aggies trying to get on the board here. They trail by 3 touchdowns. In a couple. Here's Fappel over the middle. Pass is caught. That'll be a first down for the Aggies as they get it inside the 20-yard line down to the 19. Gain of 15. Aggies have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Well, the way Tennessee's moved it, though, you don't want to score too quickly here. Coming near side. That one's incomplete over the head of Fappel.
For New Mexico State, I'm expecting them to get the ball back out into the running back's hands very quickly on the perimeter. They've had some success with that already in the first quarter and early on in this quarter. Try to pick up some positive yardage to make it third and manageable if they're not able to pick up a first down.
Second down and 10. Play fake it to the outside. Brody Malone Bradford getting hit by a couple of Vols. Jalen McMurray will get credit for the first hit. 5 now, 17 out of 26 for 140 yards. Third down and 6.
There's your pressure opportunity in the red zone when a team is threatening. You usually see this Tennessee team try to heat them up to push them back further and force a longer field goal and get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly.
Pressure comes. Five stands in there, throws to the end zone, and almost caught. Brody Malone Bradford. Colton Hood back there in coverage.
One-on-one dynamic job by Colton Hood. Puts his hands up and able to separate the ball from the receiver. Malone had an opportunity there, not able to come down with it, and excellent job by the top DB on this volunteer defense.
So they have matched him up with opposing team's top receiver all season long, and he's held his own. Here's the field goal from 32 yards out, and it is good by David Barker, the 27-year-old freshman from Queensland, Australia. Put New Mexico State on the board. Having to take over the kicking duties is Ryan Hawk, who was having a good year, 15 of 21. Got hurt, and so Barker, who was listed as a backup punter, having to take over the kicking duties. Tennessee now will get the football with 3 timeouts and 1:25 on the clock. Tennessee has racked up 235 yards of offense. This is a team that came in averaging 504 to lead the country. They're 3rd in the country in scoring. Peyton Lewis, Star Thomas back deep for Tennessee. And this is returnable. Peyton Lewis. Boy, he's hit it to 20. Boy, that was a big collision. Quincy Davis able to get that special teams tackle for New Mexico State. Peyton Lewis, boy, if he gets a little bit of room to run, he is a track star.
Quincy Davis coming in there like a submarine or a missile fired at full tilt.
I don't think he felt that on the track.
Not at all.
He was winning state championships.
I don't miss returning kicks with guys like that anymore.
Star Thomas gets that handoff.
Tennessee offense going to have to move quickly right around that minute mark. They're trying to get points up. Got to start getting a little bit more aggressive throwing the ball downfield.
4-man rush. Aguilar dumps it off to Thomas, and he can't hang on to it. That'll stop the clock with 56 seconds to go before halftime.
Yeah, and he had green grass out front. That's probably what he was thinking about, and not being able to see the ball all the way into the hands and to the tuck. And that's a big missed opportunity by Star Thomas and this Tennessee offense as it creates 3rd down.
They'll go empty as Star Thomas splits out wide. Now he comes back to the right side of Aguilar. Joey flush to his left. He's to the 30, shy of the 1st down. Torrey Geathers makes the tackle. And Tony Sanchez on the far side wants to use one of his timeouts. That is Schnet Goki, who has been involved quite heavily here in the first half from his defensive line spot, down with an injury. Joe Morris, their defensive coordinator, telling us he is our anchor on that defensive line.
He's already been able to make his impact felt in this game early on, and having an opportunity to pressure Joey Aguilar off the spot.
Mexico State will take their first timeout to avoid the runoff.
So this Tony Sanchez timeout works. He needs to stop the clock anyway because he wants the football back. And it also avoids that 10-second runoff. So that worked out well for the Aggies. It's 4th down and call it 2.5, maybe 3.
That's where that Star Thomas drop, the incompletion, stops the clock, and then you get a stop on 3rd down. And for Coach Sanchez and his crew, they try to have a little life as they were able to put points on the board the last time they had the ball. Try to create good field position and be smart with it. Try to get some points in before you go into the locker room.
TJ Pride back to return this punt. TJ averaging a little over 3 yards per return this season. Jackson Ross. Line drive, end over end kick. Boy, Tennessee gets down there in a hurry.
No chance for a return.
But the Aggies do have the football. See how they want to handle this with 38 seconds and 2 timeouts. Logan Fife, 17 of 27, 140 yards. and 1 interception today.
I expect Donovan Fapel to be the guy to be able to try to push the field or push the ball downfield. Their go-to receiver, you need a big play. That's typically the guy that's been able to deliver, try to at least get you in field goal range.
They will hand it off and go with Dijon Stanley. Tony Sanchez will take another timeout. This Tennessee defense.
Timeout, New Mexico State, the second of the half, 30-second timeout. Please set the game clock to 33 seconds, 3-3.
They came in with 30 sacks on the year. That's 4th in the league, 7th in the country, 65 TFLs.
Thank you.
That is top 10 in the country as well, but only 1 sack today. They do have 5 tackles for loss.
Yeah, part of that is the style of play that New Mexico State is using offensively, the strategy of getting the ball out of Logan Fife's hands quickly so he doesn't have to hang on to it and try to get the playmakers out in space so that you don't have opportunities for negative plays against this really, really good rushing defense.
There is Arion Carter, not available today. It was going to be a game-time decision. They warmed him up and just decided it was best to sit him this afternoon. Carter, 63 tackles on the year. Quick slant, and that one is caught, but just for a few yards, out over the 35 to the 36. Give him 4. That's Fapel. Fapel makes the catch, walloped immediately by Andre Turrentine.
Timeout, Tennessee, their first of the half, 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 9 seconds.
Tennessee might want to try to do something here on this 4th and 1.
Thank you.
Maybe you get a nice return. Maybe get a block, miss snap, something to create some havoc before halftime.
Yeah, force that to happen. Also, from New Mexico State's perspective, you probably don't punt this ball into the field of play. You force it out of bounds. You just got to be careful not to shank it out so that you get actual field position gain. But you don't want to risk a big return here by giving it to one of the most dangerous people on the field in the punt returner.
They put a second back on the clock. DeJuan Morris will stand back at the 15-yard line. Remember, no Boo Carter today as well. Their normal punt returner out with an injury. No rush, and Max Dean's punt, as Tony Sanchez was saying, angle to the sideline. That's exactly what it did. So Morris with no opportunity to return that. 3 seconds are left before halftime. Joey Aguilar, 9 of 13, but 2 interceptions today. Does have a touchdown pass and 126 yards through the air. Aguilar has a phenomenal streak going of 200 yards passing in his games. In every SBS start, 33 consecutive games, he's thrown for over 200 yards. Handoff gets nothing for Bishop, and that'll do it for the first half. So the Vols with a couple of touchdowns in the first quarter, add another one in the second, and they lead it 21-3 behind 240 yards of offense. The Aggies been moving it decently, 164 yards, but just 3 points on the board. On a salute to service afternoon on the 101st edition of Homecoming here in Neyland of Homecoming here at Neyland Stadium. 100,000 on hand. The first half saw Tennessee take a 21-3 lead over New Mexico State. Dave Neal back alongside Fozzie Whitaker. Glad you could be with us on this SEC Saturday, and kind of up and down first half as we take a look at our fueling performance brought to you by Gatorade Highlights. So what did you make of it overall for Tennessee?
Yeah, overall, I think they've shown what they needed to show, but Joey Aguilar has been the man that has made this offense go. The thing that he's done well is be able to find the open receiver, and whenever he's confident and sure, he's able to make the plays, and he does it with his arm and his legs. He's been very dynamic in the RPO game. Even whenever he's feeling pressure on his side, is able to make the good decision to be able to get it to his open guys, and then he throws his receivers into the open spots where they need to go. Now, some of the miscues where he has to continue to get better is taking care of the football. Under duress, this is not where you want to be. Feet are scrambling all over in the pocket. He lost the ball up too far on the inside. It turns into the first interception of the game. And then whenever he's pressured by Ezra Christensen here, tries to deliver a ball and it sails over the top of his receiver, and it turns into the second interception by this New Mexico State defense. Got to take care of the football, but Joey Aguilar has still been playing some good football overall.
First half leaders for Tennessee. Joey Aguilar, though, with those 2 interceptions. Deshaun Bishop never really got that big run he was looking for, but still 8 carries and 43 yards. And this will be caught. And did he call for a fair catch, or did he just step out of bounds? Fair catch. Yes, he did get the fair catch. Peyton Lewis back there. Let's go downstairs, check in with Morgan.
Out of the locker room, Coach Sanchez said he likes the way that his team has been moving the football, but in order to punch it in and find the end zone, they're going to have to find an explosive play when they cross the 50. And this is a team that has struggled to run the football all year. They knew it was going to be a challenge against this Tennessee front four, so really relying on his quarterback, Logan Fife, to hit some strikes. And as far as defensive tackle Kolshnek Goki's status, we will see him back here in this second half. He's good to go.
Thanks for the update, Morgan. Torrey Geathers leads New Mexico State with 5 tackles in that first half as Aguilar throws to the outside. Mike Matthews, the sophomore out of Lilburn, Georgia, making the catch, his 39th of the year. Boy, he had a heck of a game against Mississippi State. Game that you and I had a chance to call. 118 yards on 6 receptions. There goes Deshaun Bishop. He'll have the first down. Armand Hale bringing him down. Gain of 9. Boy, just feel like Bishop's 1 run away from maybe breaking one.
I was just about to say that. This running game has been much better.
Deshaun Bishop brought down by Gabe Peterson. Bishop, former walk-on, received a scholarship in the offseason. Had just 12 rushes for 38 yards against Oklahoma. Did have 4 catches for 51 yards in that game. And catches this one and turns the corner and across midfield, and a big block by Miles Kitzelman gives him an opportunity to pick up the first down in Aggie territory.
And we've seen when Tennessee gets the ball in Deshaun Bishop's hand, good things happen. This time, get it to him out of the backfield, and he's able to pick up an explosive play and pick up the first down.
Boy, nice little stutter step by Bishop. Almost stayed on his feet. He's to the 32-yard line. Brought down by Nate Mitchell on the back end, but there's 15 yards for Bishop.
Great patience on the counter play, reading the second puller, which is Kitzelman, staying through, get through the A-gap, and then picks up that additional yardage with a hard finish run.
Again, Bishop, this time he is brought down by Nate Mitchell again, and sliding in from his safety spot. Mitchell, that redshirt sophomore out of Temple, Texas. Aggies bringing 5. Aguilar avoids one defender, avoids another one, throws and out of bounds. Boy, did a good job just avoiding a big loss.
And that's the poise that Aguilar shows. He gets pressure right in his face as New Mexico State brings the blitz. He's able to escape out of the pocket and wisely throws the ball away. Don't make a bad play worse. And now you're looking at 3rd and 10 rather than it being much worse or longer than it was before.
Aguilar dumps it off to his 3rd option, Bishop, and Deshaun trying to stretch out for that 1st down. Quincy Davis able to get him on the turf, but he's going to be a yard shy. Picks up 9, 4th and 1.
Tennessee's being aggressive here. Going to go for it. You expect to see the sugar huddle where they're going to break out of it very quickly and run a play as fast as possible to try to catch this defense off guard.
Fourth and a yard. Give this to Bishop. Right into the middle of that pile. Let's see if he's able to get the 1st down. And they're going to give it to him.
1st down, Vols.
Sometimes you got to be your own blocker. Go in there and make your own hole to be able to pick up a 1st down. And when it gets tough, that's when your feet accelerate quicker through contact.
Deshaun, 13 carries, 70 yards. He will take a breather for a moment. As Star Thomas checks into the backfield to the left of Aguilar. Here is Thomas. It's brought down after a gain of a couple. This LaSalle, a redshirt sophomore defensive end. Another long drive in terms of play. This is play number 10 coming up for Tennessee. Thomas breaks a tackle, turns the corner. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Incredible execution. Star Thomas being able to run the outside zone and had some lead blockers out in front. The wide receivers picking up great blocks and a great feel for the hole. And once he finds that open space, he accelerates all the way into the end zone.
Max Gilbert connects to the point after. Remains perfect in his career. But Star Thomas, who spent 2 years in New Mexico State,
familiar with a couple of these guys. Able to find the crease, showcase his dynamic ability and speed all the way into the end zone.
Tennessee pushes their lead to 28-3 here in the 3rd quarter. Don't forget, coming up at 7:45 Eastern, right here on this very network, Missouri will host Mississippi State, final game of our triple header. It's also available on the all-new ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Earlier today, LSU able to hold off Arkansas, keep the boot in the state of Louisiana for another year. A short kick fielded at the 4 by T.K. King. Out to the 25. So a Star Thomas touchdown gives Tennessee their 28th points of the game. For more on Star, let's go down to Morgan.
Thomas admitted to me he was feeling some emotions this week, expressing gratitude for his time at New Mexico State. His first shot at the FBS level, and with it being a smaller program, he told me it shaped his mindset. He had to scrap for everything, prove himself daily, and make it work without all the resources. But even now playing in the SEC, he brings that same chip on his shoulder and grit. And boy, did we see that grit and toughness on that last touchdown, guys.
Yes, we did, Morgan. It's amazing how many players that the games that we do will have a New Mexico State player that has transferred out. I mean, we were talking to Tony Sanchez about that issue, and like even it's nothing he can do. It just kind of chuckle about it, but he goes, I've littered FBS with a bunch of players over the last few years.
Yeah, and specifically within the Southeastern Conference as well, several prominent starters have come from this school and have now gone on.
Wait to this list after this play. I'll give you this list of guys that right now are heavily involved in SEC Schools. Pass is caught there by Vappell. But former Aggies right now, 3 of the top 9 rushers in this conference are former Aggies. Mike Washington is at Arkansas, is 4th. Seth McGowan at Kentucky is 8th. Diego Pavia is 9th.
Some pretty good people.
Yeah.
That's coming from New Mexico State and Las Cruces.
Third down and 7.
Get the ball out quickly. Tennessee showing pressure.
They're bringing the house. 5 high throw, and the catch is made by Donovan Vappell. There is a flag back in the backfield. Tennessee's got a couple defenders with their arms up in the air like we didn't do anything kind of motion.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 20 defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Bryson Eason. Well, what a catch by Vappell.
Yeah, Vappell went up and climbed that ladder. You see Logan Fife under pressure, stands in the pocket. Ball is delivered a little bit high as he's hit low for that roughing the passer, but Vappell does a great job of going up, bobbles it and able to maintain the catch all the way through to the ground, pick up a first down.
Quick hitter to P.J. Johnson, the 3rd. He's close to the 40-yard line. Jeremiah T-Lander there to make a play. Logan Fife is a young man that played sparingly at Fresno State for 4 years. Didn't see any action at Montana early last year. Then in Game 5 got the start against Eastern Washington and just balled out. 30 of 42 for 364 and 5 touchdowns, and really hadn't looked back since.
He's been playing some really good football, just taking care of it. It's the big thing for him.
Get it to the outside. Jackson Owens. He's hit it right at the 40, give him a couple of yards. Ty Redmond there. Ty's been very active today in the secondary for Tennessee. Looking at Tony Sanchez, a former wide receiver at New Mexico State. He's one of 12 head coaches in FBS coaching at their alma mater. Sean Brown goes in motion. Quick snap to 5. Oh, did he just get rocked? Jaden Perlotti just met Fife in the hole and won that battle.
Oh, my goodness. You want to talk about bringing the wood. That's where Perlotti is able to do. Full speed. Reads it. Logan Fife thinking he may have a chance for a first down, and that chance was taken away swiftly once number 27 on the defense showed up.
Tim Banks telling us he's just a super athletic kid. Got his first start against Kentucky.
Timeout, New Mexico State, the first of the half.
New Mexico State wants to take a timeout on 4th down, but Perlotti, well, that's going to be played over and over and over again.
You want to talk about physicality and setting the tone on a play. That's how you do it. 3rd down. Quarterback thinking he has a free right of way into the first down, and Perlotti shows up and lays the absolute hammer on Logan Fife.
So Logan's all right trying to shake that one off. Well, how about Texas A&M rallying from a 30-3 deficit at halftime to win against South Carolina? Alabama and Oklahoma are in it in Tuscaloosa in the 4th quarter. We told you LSU keeps the boot again. Kentucky hammering Tennessee Tech. And don't forget a couple of really good ones coming up tonight. Georgia and Texas from between the hedges. Logan Fife back in the game on this 4th down and 4. Pressure comes. Passes away and incomplete. Trying to hit Brody Malone Bradford. That'll be incomplete, so the Tennessee defense stands tall and forces a turnover on downs.
Introducing SportsCenter for you. Personalized every single day. Now available on the ESPN app. Powered by your favorites.
Tennessee's defense gets the football back for the Vol offense that's put together 28 points. The big play was this one right here, as Perlotti just said, "How you doing, Mr. Fife?" on a 3rd down. That set up 4th and 4, and they did not convert. But boy, what a hit by Jaden Perlotti.
Yeah, Perlotti obviously brought the wood, and I think that impacted Logan Fife on that 4th down pass. A little inaccurate on the throw. Quarterback not feeling all the way there. They had to call a timeout, and I think that is the momentum that this Tennessee defense was looking to create, trying to defend against this New Mexico State offense.
7:06 to go, 3rd quarter. Aguilar 12 of 17, was 9 of 11 early in the 2nd quarter. Completes this one across the middle to Mike Matthews, and that'll be a 1st down for Tennessee and a gain of 19.
The patience by Joey Aguilar to let the play develop and find his 3rd option was executed very well.
From the near hash mark. Hand it off to Deshaun Bishop, brought down by Quincy Davis. The trainer still talking with Logan Fife. Looks like he may have twisted his ankle. Boy, David Sanders is down now for Tennessee. Their uber talented right tackle, the young man who, oh, excuse me, it's not Sanders. Thought for a moment that was Sanders. Can't get a number on that. That's Wendell Moe, the left guard, excuse me. Transfer from Arizona. Moe kind of flipped to right guard today. He's been anchoring that left side. Sam Umarov got the start at left guard. Moe's a big boy at 6'2", 330. Spent 3 years at Arizona. His 1st year here on Rocky Top. How about this number? When you start talking about guys that played, he's played over 2,400 snaps in his career and has only given up 2 sacks.
You want to talk about a staple? That's exactly what that is. 2,400 snaps that's a lot, first off.
Well, they continue to attend to their big guard. We'll step aside for a moment. Well, this was good news while we were away, as Wendell Moe got up under his own power and walked back to that Tennessee bench, but went right into the injury tent. And Morgan is down there, and I'm sure she'll get us an update as soon as she finds out some information. So another adjustment on that Tennessee offensive line. It will be 2nd down and 7. Aguilar going to the end zone and incomplete. Mike Matthews had it for a moment, but not long enough.
Yeah, Rodriguez Brown actually does a great job of sticking with this play all the way down to the ground. Able to get a PBU before Matthews is able to haul that in. That's tremendous coverage, one-on-one downfield. That's what you're looking for, and we hadn't seen Aguilar throw downfield much. That's a great job by that defensive back.
By the way, Jesse Perry, who's been a starter at guard, slides into that spot left by Moy. Handoff goes to Bishop. Jamal Thompson Jr. on the tackle. It'll be 4th down and a couple here for Tennessee. Tennessee they are 1 for 1 on 4th downs. Over the middle. 1st down, Tennessee. Ethan Davis making the catch, his 9th of the season.
It's a really difficult catch, too. Ball was placed behind him. Ethan Davis does a great job of adjusting and being able to contort his body in midair to pick up that 1st down.
He had a career-high 5 catches, 62 yards against Oklahoma 2 weeks ago. Handoff right side. Bishop cuts it back. Aguilar was trying to set the edge, but Bishop cut it back inside. Nate Mitchell with that tackle. Aguilar's like, come on, man. I
was about to say, how about Joey Aguilar becoming your lead blocker?
He's like, I had it sealed. Trust me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you say that like a running back who's had a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a fair share of disappearing lead blockers in my day.
Yeah. 2nd down and 8. Stiff-armed one defender, but couldn't get away from 2 more. There is a flag down.
Personal foul, face mask, 74 offense, 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Umarov. With a nice face paint today, huh?
You typically don't see a face mask on the offensive side of the ball either. That's a tremendous penalty. As they were nearing into the red zone. Now it pushes you back and got to open up the playbook a little bit differently now. As you see, he tries to grab and his hand just gets too high on that defender as he's trying to block him. And the referees were right on it, caught it as it happened.
Notice he doesn't have that big face mask like a lot of offensive lines because he's got to show everybody that face paint. Spend all that time on that. Aguilar all day to throw and dumps it off to Bishop, who gets walloped at the 28-yard line by Quincy Davis. Boy, now Bishop slow to get up.
Yeah, Quincy Davis, we saw him on that kickoff flying through like a missile. He does the exact same thing there, gets to his drop and hits the exposed ribs of Deshaun Bishop as soon as he catches it for a minimal gain.
I tell you, you and I were talking about rib protectors a little while ago.
Yep.
He doesn't have any, and it just makes you wonder, like, do we need to start wearing them? But you, as a running back, said they were not very much fun for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, it kind of where the ball sits as a ball carrier, it rubs that padding, and it makes it very uncomfortable and makes you feel also a little wider and bloated on TV, so the players don't want to look like they're bigger than what they truly are in a negative way, as he's up under his own power. But yeah, it's uncomfortable to wear that kind of flat quarterback jacket underneath your pad.
Seems like it'd be easier to get the ball popped out there too.
Oh, yeah.
It's not tucked against your body. Just you don't feel it.
You don't feel
it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't feel it. You played running back a day or two in your time, right, Dave?
Yeah, man. When I was like 8.
Let's go. It counts.
Then they put a weight limit on running backs, and that was it for me. 3rd down. 3-man rush. They dump it off underneath. Chris Brazel slides underneath a potential tackler. Here comes a flag at the end of the play. Steve Marlowe, our referee.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 21. Half the distance to the goal, automatic 1st down.
Rodriguez Brown with the face mask will give Tennessee a 1st down inside the 10.
You're going to see right on the left side as he's trying to take on Chris Brazel. The second he grabs that face mask and It's an obvious call there. Now they've traded face mask penalties.
Ninth play of the drive. Handoff goes to Peyton Lewis. He's down to the 1-yard line. Boy, now it looks like Kitzelman, the tight end, also on the ground.
It looks like as Peyton Lewis was trying to make his way into the end zone, and Kitzelman was blocking, he got hit at the same time.
Boy, you get Ethan Davis back from injury a couple games ago, and Miles Kitzelman. It gives you a really good 2 tight end combination the Vols have had to work with here the last month.
You see Kitzelman on the right side is trying to pick up a block, and Peyton Lewis goes right into the thigh board of Kitzelman, and he feels it immediately.
Well, we've got a second. Don't forget, coming up when we are finished here, Missouri hosting Mississippi State in the final game of our triple header, also available on the all-new ESPN app, so you can watch it wherever you may be. Mississippi State, boy, they've been a tough luck team. 5-5, but 1-5 in the league. Missouri is 6-3, 2-3. Mississippi State's probably going to look back on this, and they left a couple of wins out there on the field this season. But still, you can definitely tell the Jeff Lebby effect with Mississippi State right now. Like they have, it feels like they have turned the corner.
Absolutely. He looks completely, this team, Mississippi State, looks completely different. You talk about close games. They've been a part of that, and if they had it go their way, it looked completely different.
Arkansas had a chance for their first conference win today, but came up just short on the road at LSU. You wonder what's left for Florida. They get Ole Miss tonight, starting in just a few minutes, but they just did not look good against Kentucky. You just wonder how much they got to give the rest of the way.
Yeah, it was something that surprised me, the way that Florida team showed up. And I don't know, Kentucky's also turning a new leaf. They look a lot better since the switch to Cutter Boley, and he's playing some tremendous football and have them playing differently. I mean, that Kentucky team put up 34 points against this Tennessee team, and goes to show you the kind of offensive identity that has changed for Kentucky.
Of course, Tennessee will be down in Gainesville next week, and they'll wrap things up in the regular season against the Vanderbilt Commodores. That one should be a little spicy, the Doors and the Vols this year.
Matchup made for football junkies.
Yes. 2nd and goal. Handed off left side, and nowhere to go for Peyton Lewis. Torrey Geathers making the stop. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
Well, this Aggie defense hasn't conceded a touchdown yet. They're playing aggressively, but be alert for Joey Aguilar trying to keep the ball on this play.
They give it again to Lewis. 2nd, 3rd effort. Did he get in? No sign yet. And now they give him a touchdown. Our line judge on the near side raises his hands. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Tremendous efforts there by Peyton Lewis, who appears to be limping off of the field, but he gives that 2nd, 3rd effort fighting his way. You see his body's across the line there. You can't really see where the football is, but the officials look like they were able to see it, and that mosh pit ended up in a touchdown for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Max Gilbert. Again, splits the uprights in the point after, but boy, that was a drive that costly for Tennessee. A couple of players going down. 35-3, our new score here in Knoxville. Well, time to talk about this week's secret recipe, brought to you by Bush's Grill and Beans. Tennessee has found the end zone via the ground today.
Yeah, and that's been a focal point for what they wanted to emphasize. And it's been a host of ball carriers that have gotten involved. You saw Deshaun Bishop at the beginning, and Joey Aguilar showcasing his wheels and salute to serve his game. Then we got to see Star Thomas going up against his former team, being able to use the outside zone to his advantage. And Peyton Lewis just now goes in there to be able to add on another rushing touchdown for this Tennessee offense.
4 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown today. You wonder at what point Josh Heupel wants to start running some guys out there, save some of these bodies.
Yeah, you have to. You mentioned costly drive. 3 of your starters ended up having to come out on that last drive.
Josh Turbeville to kick this one away. Talked about these injuries. Let's get an update with Morgan.
Well, running back Peyton Lewis currently on the table right now. The last ball to come off, he was pointing at his left ankle. Miles Kitzelman, tight end, joined left guard Wendell Moy in the injury tent. Kitzelman had to be helped off the field, and Moy, they're taking a look at his left leg, left knee area, guys. But certainly things you don't want to see with 3 starters go into the injury tent.
That is a tough blow. Speaking of injuries, Logan Fife got rocked on the last drive, so now they're turning it over to Adam DeMonte, the redshirt sophomore out of Gilbert, Arizona. Gets it to Gavin Harris, tied in. DeMonte started at Northern Arizona, then transferred to Arizona, and now has found his way to New Mexico State. Has thrown just 1 pass this year. One of 42 transfers on this New Mexico State team. 15 of those 42 are from FBS schools. 54 new players overall for Tony Sanchez. Hands it off to Isaiah Ruddison. Tyree West will get credit for that tackle.
David Hobbs was also mixed in there. I don't know, for some reason 37 is like a 5 magnet, right? Yeah, Ruddison has the ball. Hobbs is somewhere finding the ball.
Hobbs leads this team, by the way, with 8 stops today for Tennessee.
Incredible.
Batted in the air. This one is going to be picked off. William Wright. Touchdown, Tennessee, 35 yards.
Welcome to the game, Adam DeMonte. Welcome to this Tennessee defense. Tips and overthrows, we always hear about it. The defense says they have to have it, and William Wright does a great job of being able to be aggressive, stepping in front of the receiver, and then taking it all the way to the crib for their 6th defensive touchdown of the season.
2 interceptions tonight, 8 on the season now for the Volunteers. Point after's up and good. 42-3, our new score with 1:24 to go. So William Wright, the 5th-year senior out of Nashville, hadn't played a whole bunch this year. 6 tackles on the season. Gets the pick 6 for Tennessee.
Incredible job by that young man, too. Just being able to see it up in the air and taking it all the way to the crib. And let's take a look here from the bird's eye view. You get a chance to see the ball's tipped right at the line of scrimmage by Tyree West. And then William Wright says, oh, this is my opportunity to take advantage. And he does exactly that. Plucks it out of the air, takes it all the way to the crib. As the young kids say, 6'7", 26.7 with the extra point right there.
I knew you'd work that in at some point today.
I'm not young, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's a tough break for Adam DeMonte. What looks like a simple throw, turns out to be a pick six the other way.
Get your first opportunity in the game, and your first pass is a completion. You start feeling good about yourself, and that tip happens, and the cornerback takes it to the house. Your mindset changes just a little bit.
Tennessee came into this one having lost 2 of their last 3. They lose 37-20 at Alabama. Then they wallop Kentucky 56 on the board against the Cats. And then, of course, Oklahoma, a heartbreaker. They lose 33-27 to the Sooners. And knocked them out of the college football playoff discussion. But as Josh Heupel said to us in our meetings, you know what? And you even said in the open, it's like, if you're here to play just for the college football playoff, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. You want to be able to play every Saturday, enjoy the game, enjoy the sport. And it seems like there's some enjoyment on that sideline for Tennessee right now.
Absolutely. It's all about showcasing your abilities. All film is good film, and the opportunity that you have to step on the field, you never want to take for granted, because you don't know when the last time it is that you will be able to play. And so go out there with every moment and opportunity to showcase what God has given you and really be the best version of yourself, and always continuously trying to improve.
Well, we saw Jake Merklinger getting loose, the redshirt freshman quarterback from Savannah, Georgia, on the bike. We'll see if they give Joey Aguilar one more possession or not. Here's the kick. Kirbyville will send it into the end zone and out to the 25. So New Mexico State will try to regroup after that interception.
There's Waldo.
Waldo made it. Well, we know where he is.
I do want to add something too, Dave. I doubt we see Joey Aguilar, but you mentioned a streak that he's had as an FBS passer. He's 3 yards away from 200 yards passing.
He's done that in every FBS career start, thrown for 200 or more yards.
He's 3 away, 197 right now. I think Josh Heupel knows that?
I would hope so. Somebody's got to tell him. It's the longest current streak in the country. He did keep alive a streak of throwing for a touchdown. It's now up to 21 straight games. Gavin Harris. That'll be incomplete.
I'm really surprised New Mexico State has kind of gone away from the screen game, especially to the running backs. We saw it work pretty effectively in the first half. Haven't seen it much since the start of the third quarter.
Just 19 yards on the ground for the Aggies. One of the reasons they will throw that to the outside. TK King on that reception. And another third down coming up for New Mexico State. They are 5 for 13 on third down conversions today. They came in at 41%. Good enough for third in their conference. Boy, DeMonte just walloped as he crosses the 30, got to the 34, so it'll be 4th and a yard. I got to think New Mexico State might want to let this clock wind down. let that be the final play of the third quarter. And that's exactly what they're going to do. A quarter dominated by Tennessee. They outscore the Aggies 21-0 in the third period as they push their lead
at the end of the third quarter
to 39. Homecoming here in Knoxville. Always a festive opportunity. Star Thomas with one of 4 rushing touchdowns, and of course the pick 6 by William Wright. Just incredible victory for the Sooners.
Yeah, Dari won't stop smiling.
No,
I bet for a week straight.
But I mean, now that this SEC race to Atlanta is
wide open.
Goodness,
wide open.
First down on a 4th and 1. They went with the big back, Ruddison. He converts barely. Here's DeMonte on the run, throws, has a man wide open on the near sidelines, and a nice job down there by TK King to stop and come back and make the catch. 39-yard pickup. Boy, nobody was even near him initially.
Not even close. DeMonte does a great job of being able to extend the play in order to get TK King open as far downfield as he was. That's the biggest gain that we've seen from this offense in quite some time.
DeMonte over the middle. That pass was caught. TK King, another catch. He's inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal Aggies. Well, I saw Willie Martinez, the defensive backs coach. He was probably the closest guy to TK King on that near sideline.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened on that back end. It appears there was some miscommunication. Neither the safety or the cornerback was able to cover TK King, and now we see DeMonte seems to have his favorite target as he goes back-to-back to King.
Lofts it up to the end zone and batted away. Caleb Beasley back there in coverage, a sophomore at Nashville.
Yeah, they bring the house, so it's 0 coverage, man-to-man on the back end, and great job by Caleb Beasley. That's textbook. Right hand on the receiver, left hand swatting the ball, being able to knock it away for an incomplete pass.
Beasley was a 4-star coming out of high school, #1 recruit by many in the state of Tennessee his senior year. Well, that's Tyree West, slow to get to his feet and off the field. Tyree, the senior out of Tifton, Georgia. 4 sacks on the year for Big Tyree. Looks like he's more frustrated than hurt.
Yeah, he's an integral part to the success that this defense has had. You mentioned the 4 sacks and the TFLs he's been able to accumulate as part of that rotation and the depth. He's been a tremendous ball player for that defensive line and where the defense is right now.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 9. Five rushers coming, and DeMonte tried to backpedal out of it and falls to the turf. Caleb Herring, who got the start, his first career start today, along with Jaden Perlotti in on the action.
Yeah, you see the entire offensive line pushed into the lap of DeMonte. DeMonte has nowhere to go, seeing ghosts. He tries to back out of it, loses his balance. It's a great job by Tennessee providing that pressure, and expect to see that again on 3rd down.
An official time here. Looks like somebody maybe called a timeout.
See where the ball is spotted. Appears when his knee goes down. It's right around
the 20, maybe?
Yeah.
The ball carrier was down at the 20-yard line. It'll be third down at that spot.
Yeah, I don't think Josh Heupel liked the spot too much, but that's where it is.
Officials got it sorted.
Third and goal from the 20.
It's not ideal for the offense, but here's an opportunity for them. I still think they need to get the ball out quickly, maybe a screen, try to use the aggressiveness of Tennessee against them and get an open space.
Pressure comes. Perlotti puts pressure on DeMonte, and he just throws it away, and there's a flag down.
It's going to be intentional grounding, I believe.
There's a discussion with our referee, Steve Marlowe, perhaps about that particular violation.
They're discussing it may be multiple penalties.
Yeah, there's going to be a flag for that, maybe a flag for something else in addition to the grounding.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 27 defense. Intentional grounding, offense number 14. Penalties offset, third down.
You don't see they bring the house, try to get the ball out of his hands quickly. Hands come up to the helmet of DeMonte, which was the roughing the passer. There was no receiver while he was in the tackle box, which explains the intentional grounding.
You saw the trick there by Steve Marlowe. He had a backup flag buried in that back pocket.
Prepared at its finest.
Third and goal from the 20. Pressure off the edge. DeMonte saw it, throws, pass is caught, but inbounds or out of bounds? They're going to say,
I think he's inbound.
Yeah, catch is made inside the 5, but you still got to score the touchdown, but at least it'll be fourth and goal if this holds. Gavin Harris with a nice catch.
Take a look on the left side as Gavin Harris nears that sideline. It appears his left foot is still on the ground. He's catching the ball. Closer look.
And there looks to be a flag. As we see that replay, it looks to be a flag on the near side. That would be picked. It was at the 20 on the line of scrimmage.
I think it was offsides on the defense.
Offside, defense in the neutral zone for snap. The penalty is declined, fourth down.
So it'll be fourth and goal from the 4. So we really have fourth and goal from the 4, or third down and goal from the 15.
Give me fourth and goal.
From the 4.
Yeah. There's no guarantees. And you see that knee is in bounds, foot is in bounds as well.
So here we go. On fourth and goal from the 4 to the end zone. Pass is incomplete. Tried to hit TK King a little bit behind him. And the Vols get the stop. 12:03 to go. All Tennessee here in Knoxville.
SEC football is presented by Sonic. Create a free Coca-Cola your way, any size, any flavor, in the Sonic app, and in part by T-Mobile 5G home internet.
The torchbearer on homecoming 2025, the 101st edition. 42-3 our tally. Logan Fife got the start. Turned it over to DeMonte. Joey Aguilar back in the game. Remember, he needs 3 yards to get over 200 for the 34th consecutive time, and see if that is it.
There it is.
And they knew. See, you asked me if Josh Heupel knew that.
Never any doubt.
No. So the streak continues, 34 straight, longest going in the FBS. Graham Harrell at Texas Tech had a streak of 39 straight games, 2006 to 2009. So Merklander in at quarterback now and spins out of trouble. Talk about getting your feet wet in a hurry. Gets bounced around like a pinball. Completes the pass to his tight end, Jack Van Dorselaer.
I know from a yardage perspective, not much happened, but for him to have the awareness to keep his eyes up, stay on his feet, and still not make a negative play worse, that's pretty impressive coming in there cold like he did.
Justin Baker in at running back now, the true freshman. Merklander. That one's incomplete. Jake out of Savannah, Georgia, 6'3", 215. Played 3 games this year. The last one was against Arkansas in the 4th quarter. In the home opener versus East Tennessee State, 9 of 14, 118 yards, couple of touchdowns in that one. For his career, 18 of 31, 220 yards. Couldn't pick up the first down, so that'll bring on Jackson Ross to punt this away. Jackson averaging over 44 yards per kick this year. That's a career high for him in terms of average. TK King back to return this. King makes a couple of balls miss, turns the corner out of bounds. Oh, and hit, and that's going to draw a flag. Boy, Josh Heupel was right there, and did you see his body language? He was like, no, you didn't.
Right. He
yes,
knew as
he
soon
did.
as it happened. It's going to be late hit. Free 15 yards after the penalty. TK King does a great job of getting the ball. He's clearly out of bounds 2-3 steps, and he gets unloaded on the sideline.
After the play, personal foul, hit out of bounds. Kicking team. 15 yards from the end of the return, first down.
Josh Heupel, though, was ready to make a play himself, though it looked like he was squared up, got in a good athletic position. This club out in front. Timeout on the field.
The college football playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the national championship January 19th on ESPN.
Big 4th quarter lead, and 2 Vols, Chris and Colin Brazel brothers. Growing up in Midland, Texas, they made it a tradition to spend every Thanksgiving season giving back through their local church. Well, this past week, they brought the tradition to Knoxville, even bringing their parents, Chris and Monique, to be a part of it. Together, the family volunteering with the Second Harvest Food Bank of East Tennessee and its mobile food drive, distributing over 38,000 pounds of food to feed over 600 families this Thanksgiving holiday. Really rooted in service no matter where they are, and showing what it means to be a true volunteer, guys, on this Salute to Service game. Yeah, great story on the Brazzers, as there is a sack by Tennessee. Harmon able to get that one. Another one for Tennessee, their second, so they're up to 32 on the season. And another TFL for this defense. That is number 7. Tennessee's had 3 straight years, or looking for 3 straight years, with 100 tackles for loss. We're up to 67. Oh boy, some big collisions there. Lorenzo McMillan on the carry, the 5th-year senior out of San Bernardino, California.
And this time at the end of the game, it's clearly out of hand, 42-3, but this is where you get an opportunity to showcase what player you are. You may not have gotten a ton of reps up to this point, so whenever you get your opportunity, you make the most of it, as Lorenzo McMillan was able to do just then.
And you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
Pressure comes, quick slant. Capel with that catch. Capel with 8 catches today, picks up 11 with that one.
That's a strike delivered by DeMonte as well, standing firm in the pocket, reading that slant, being able to deliver it right to Fapel.
Four-man rush this time. DeMonte has all day to throw, but nowhere to throw it. Runs out of the pocket, decides to keep it himself. He's to the 5, lowers his shoulder, and is blasted out of bounds. A huge hit from Montrell Bandy, the defensive back.
You can see him lowering that shoulder. DeMonte thought about trying to dive into that end zone, but ultimately Bandy says, not happening today. Boom, big hit. Pylon goes down.
Timeout, Tennessee.
DeMonte,
first of the half.
Feeling the effects of that one. Boy, and he can take a breather and realize that shoulder is not feeling well right now.
30-second timeout.
Yeah, quarterbacks typically aren't in the position where they have to be the aggressor on run plays. Typically, they're either sliding or trying to protect the body. And here's a reason why. Because they're not used to being hit in that format.
Tomorrow afternoon, we have a women's volleyball doubleheader presented by Sprouts Farmers Market as 19th-ranked Tennessee hosts Oklahoma at 1 o'clock Eastern, New Central, followed by Vanderbilt and Mississippi State from Starkville. Both are right here on this very network, and of course, you can always catch it on the ESPN app, the all-new ESPN app. Far.
It was a tremendous individual effort, but yeah, he paid the price for it.
We'll hand it off here to the right side to McMillan, and he gets stuffed at the line. It is just, it's not that New Mexico State doesn't want to run the football. They just have a tough time doing it. They average just 69 yards a game on the ground. Today they have produced a paltry 18. Now they have thrown for 274. Again, handoff right side goes to Isaiah Ruddison, the big back, and he says he's in, and there it is. The arms go up. Touchdown, New Mexico State.
Yeah, Ruddison does a great job of trying to keep those feet driving. He twists and contorts his body after contact, rolls over as he's still on top of a volunteer defender, which helped aid him in getting the Aggies their first touchdown of the night.
David Barker attempts the point after, and he hits the upright, and no good. Remember, he is filling in for the injured Ryan Hawk, normally a punter. But the Aggies do get the touchdown on the road to make it 42-9. Well, New Mexico State's had some great players over their over 100-year history, including Joe Pisarcik, quarterback in the NFL. Played with the Aggies in the early 70s. How about Purvis Adkins, their all-time leading rusher, also played for the Rams and the Raiders. Roy Girala, 3 Super Bowls with the Steelers. And, of course, you can't forget Diego Pavia. Of course, now quarterbacking the Commodores and could potentially lead them to a playoff berth. And this kick, fair catch, called for at the 3. And I can't overlook my spotter in the booth, Charles Polari, a former New Mexico State quarterback. One of 13 Aggies to have 400-yard passing game. He threw for 425 against UTEP, 401 against Sam Houston, both back in 1992. This is my guy right here.
There you are. You're on now, baby. This is your time,
look,
Charles.
Come on, Charles. Look, come on. Yeah. Charles does not have a sense or a feel for the camera, which is why he spots. He and my boy Dave Kaplan keeping stats. They're the crew that keep me going. Pass complete. Mertlinger, loose football out over the 40. Tennessee says they have it. We shall see.
The ball popped up to the sky.
Well, the Vols lucky to retain possession on that one.
You see helmet by Nate Mitchell goes right onto the ball. It pops straight up, and he almost was able to recover the football, but brain right spot at the right time. Able to pick up some additional yardage.
And a true freshman tight end gives him a first down. Gain of a couple there for DeJuan Morris. Tennessee getting some guys some action here. His last non-conference game of the regular season. Handoff goes to Morris again. Nothing there. That's Lissel making the tackle for New Mexico State. Looks like David Hobbs is going to wind up leading this team with 9 tackles today, with 5 solo stops, 2 pass breakups, a quarterback hurry, and had some big-time collisions with Ruddison, the running back for New Mexico State today. I would say maybe 6 or 7 of those tackles were against that one guy.
Exactly. He's been playing phenomenal.
Going up top, and that one's incomplete. That'll stop it with 5:49 to play. Looking for Radarius Jackson, another true freshman. Young man out of Memphis, Tennessee. Boy, Texas A&M, I'm just thinking about the league right now, overall the SEC. If Texas A&M doesn't rally, think about the wacky scenario the next couple of weeks.
It would have been incredible. I mean, even with Oklahoma winning, some of those scenarios are still in play, obviously. But yeah, it's been a crazy Saturday. I mean, so many different games unfolding, and this is why we play the game. You never know until it's the final score.
And over end kick, fair catch called for at the 12-yard line. So the Aggies will have it there with 5:42 to play. But I mean, it's just and another. Think of the one-score games again today.
Right.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. I mean, you still get a chance to see what Mizzou and Mississippi State have in store. Texas and Georgia is going to be a matchup of epic proportions. We already saw South Florida lose to Navy by 3 points. It's been a shakeup. Memphis was losing to East Carolina. I'm not sure if that game went final, but the playoff picture is ever changing this late in November.
Lorenzo McMillan will start this drive in the backfield alongside Adam DeMonte. Get a couple. Not the cleanest game today for Tennessee, but I think one that good to be back on the field. You've got 2 rivalry games coming up. You go to a place next week for Tennessee down in Gainesville where it has not been pretty for Tennessee.
Right.
So on second down, Capel with another catch, but yeah, Morgan. I mean, like yesterday meeting with Coach Heupel. I mean, he was talking about like, don't count anything out the next few weeks. That handoff left side goes to McMillan. You know, it's frustrating for Josh Heupel as he was talking to us yesterday. You can kind of sense it that these games are so close, as we've talked about.
Yep.
That it's 1 or 2 plays a game that is the difference between a win and a loss.
and that's the difference. There you.
I think we got it situated with Morgan. Let's head back down to Morgan right now where we got a second.
Well, yeah, sorry for the technical difficulty there, but Coach Heupel telling us yesterday he almost called it, saying things are going to get really messy down the stretch in the SEC. We've had so many of these one-score games here this season, just our crew alone, and then you look at what happened around the SEC today with Oklahoma having the upset over Alabama. There's still so much football left to be played, so much that can really happen, and still a lot to be determined in these final CFP rankings.
Yeah, you know, I think one of the things that's happened with the college football playoff is we've taken some attention off of the conference championship games a little bit, but the race to Atlanta in the SEC is wild and wacky.
Wide open.
That one is dropped. That may be a backwards pass. Say it's incomplete. And it ruled an incomplete forward pass. But here's Tennessee's remaining schedule. Of course, they will host the Commodores here. And, you know, when Vanderbilt rolls in here, there could be a lot on the line for them as well.
Yeah, there could be a playoff opportunity moment or a SEC championship appearance opportunity for the Commodores. And that'll be a matchup to see between these two teams this late in the season.
I was talking to Diego Pavia in the offseason. I was in Tim Corbin, their baseball coach's office, and Diego was in there, and he's gotten to know the baseball guys a lot. Anyway, so Diego and I are just having this long conversation, and one of the things he says to me on the way out, he asked me if I did the SEC championship game. I said, no, that's for, you know, Chris Fowler to handle that, but I do it on radio. He had nothing to do it, and I said, I do it on radio. Been doing it for years. He goes, well, I'm going to put on a good show for you.
Oh, let's go. Calling this shot.
And I left. I chuckled. Da-da-da-da-da. But here they are with at least an outside shot.
They got a chance.
Goodman out of the backfield making that catch. You know, there is confidence. There's cocky air, however the word is. But Diego Pavia, 9 times out of 10 backs up everything he said.
I like it as confidence because he's been able to back it up. If he wasn't doing it, it'd just be talk and it'd be arrogance. But because he showcased what he can do, and he's done it now for 2 years straight, Vanderbilt, and he did it at New Mexico State, it's confidence for sure that seeps out of his pores.
TJ Pride with that catch, and you know if they roll in here and they've got a lot on the line, this crowd will be off the charts.
Absolutely. It'll look just like the Oklahoma game.
Yeah.
And if you saw that just from the TV perspective, you knew it was a packed house here in Neyland.
Look, there are a few places like Neyland Stadium in the world, and I mean that literally in the world. There are a few places when there is a conference game going on in this building. I don't know where else you'd want to be. Brody Malone Bradford couldn't haul it in. Caleb Beasley back there in coverage.
See these guys still battling it out. If Malone Bradford just couldn't come down with it, but tight coverage there and able to get that break up. Poteet getting this opportunity to showcase his coverage skills and abilities downfield in a one-on-one opportunity.
Timeout taken by Tennessee.
Timeout, Tennessee.
A bunch of players that haven't probably seen many snaps this year, trying to get things situated and lined up with 2:14 to go. Well, Tennessee scored early in the first quarter. A couple of rushing touchdowns. This was Joey Aguilar showing you his running skills. As he bounces into the end zone for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. Star Thomas, the former New Mexico State Aggie, pushes it in. Peyton Lewis getting it on the action as he just kind of barrels his way. And then how about the pick 6 from William Wright? $42-9 our score. What do you think Josh Heupel will, how he'll feel about this one today.
Well, ultimately, you got to take care of the football. The 2 interceptions are unacceptable. They ran the ball better, but I'm sure he still wants to see a little bit more from them as they finish up conference play against Florida and Vanderbilt in a couple of weeks.
They got their rushing average up again. Remember, they really struggled in that department. They averaged just 1.9 yards per rush against Oklahoma, 3.3 against Kentucky in their last 2 games. Today, they're averaging 5.2 yards
2-minute timeout
per carry. That is our 2-minute timeout. We'll be head back to Knoxville right after this. 42-9 our score, just 2 minutes remaining here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Tonight, after our primetime matchup between Mississippi State and Missouri, we'll have SEC football final with Dari, Chris, Benjamin, right here on the network. They'll take you through the biggest stories of the day and break down all the games. It's also available on the all-new ESPN app. There is no better show that recaps SEC football than that one right there with those guys. It is, I'm so tired when I get home from some of these games, but I can't go to sleep till they're done.
I can't either.
Yeah.
That's how awesome it is, too.
New Mexico State. They were kind of hoping for a bowl game this season, hoping this might be a 6-7 win team. But they've had some difficult losses.
6-7.
No, I did. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I did that. That was not on purpose, America. That was. That's the stuff that's why I don't like that stuff.
Right.
I walked right into it and didn't even know it. Well, if you're Tony Sanchez, obviously this is going to be a tough one. Disappointed. It's not like they couldn't move the football today. They racked up over 300 yards of offense, but when it mattered, Tennessee kind of put the clamps on them in critical moments today.
Yeah. It's a critical moment for DeMonte. They try to see if they picked up this 4th down conversion. But to your point, taking care of the football is one thing that New Mexico State needed to do. Thought they went away from the quick screen game to the running backs a little too early with the success that they were having, but still something that Coach Sanchez is able to build off of.
Logan Fife, by the way, we saw him. He finished today 23 of 34, and it will be Tennessee football.
Tennessee holds on 4th down. First down, ball.
There is Logan Fife, new father. My understanding that he brought his wife and baby to this game.
Yeah, how about that? New father. It's a completely different feel to training camp whenever you have a kiddo during that time frame. Going through the dog days is something different whenever you got a new kiddo.
Justin Baker with that handoff. George McIntyre getting some work here. 6'6", 195. Oh, that's a big old boy out of Franklin, Tennessee.
His rear protectors are like right underneath his chest. That's how tall he is.
George McIntyre, of course, the grandson of former Vandy head coach George McIntyre, nephew of longtime college football head coach Mike McIntyre, still coaching up some college kids, and you know his mind is all about football.
Absolutely. No days wasted.
Nice catch on that snap off to his left. But that should do it. So Tennessee is going to go to 7-3 with Florida and Vanderbilt on the horizon. New Mexico State will drop to 3-7. And for the Aggies, They get UTEP and then Middle Tennessee to finish out the season. But this Tennessee team racks up 411.